Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Lay. I'm a mother of two and we are a family of four on a financial journey of becoming completely debt free, where we plan on paying off over $29,000 of debt and taking you guys step by step and payment by payment along the way. If you're new to this channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and I really hope you enjoy this content and decide to stay. And if you guys are returning, thank you guys so much for your continued support as we navigate through this journey. So there are a lot of things that are happening with our finances. We recently took a pretty big pay decrease in our monthly income for the upcoming months, and that is really just to kind of get me back to me. As you guys know, we have a really big debt payoff goal of over $29,000 in 1 year, and I just found myself getting close to that burnout. I wasn't quite there, but I recognized that I was getting really close. So I decided for the time being, we're going to take a step back. However, I talked about in our last video, our debt payoff and emergency fund are still our two #1 focuses. So to kind of help with that change and that decrease of income, we're going to be going through our sinking funds, readjusting them to the income decrease. I absolutely love doing this anytime there's any big changes in our income or anything that we need to adjust, even if it's for a month or two. I think it's really important to make sure all of your finances align. So my husband and I, we talked about it in our budget meeting, and now we're going to be sharing it with you guys. So this is a printable called the Sinking Fund Savings Tracker. This is by the Budget Mom. This is from her free resource library. So I would definitely check out. I have a lot of these trackers and things that she does. She does a Friday freebie, and I absolutely love them, and it's free. So especially if you're starting on your budgeting journey, I would definitely check that out. So what I did is, okay, I have two Filofaxes here. So this Filofax just has our normal day-to-day cash envelopes in here. But what I did for this pink one is I actually put all of our sinking funds and what we're going to be saving for and taking a walkthrough of it. So one thing to know with our family is that we value experiences, we value sports, activities, things along those lines. So you're going to see a lot of those in our sinking fund savings tracker. So as always, you guys, I do write at an angle. Once I'm done writing, I'll go ahead and flop it over, and then that way you guys can see it. So the very first thing that we are going to be saving for is my husband's birthday. I mean, we're pretty much besties, so we're gonna just write happy birthday. And what's really nice is that you're gonna set up the goal amount. When we had this discussion, a lot of our sinking funds amounts actually decreased quite a bit. He just wants to do a lunch with just the two of us and maybe a movie depending on what's out by then. And so we had decided $100 just for a nice lunch. And so we're going to need that by the 1st of June. That is not when his birthday is. But one really great thing about sinking funds, you guys, is whenever you set your due date to be, make sure you give yourself a week to 2 weeks or however long you need to be able to go shopping, be able to prep for it. You just want to make sure that that money is available by that date. So whenever you need to start planning for it or start getting supplies, you have it available. So that gives us 2 months to save. And we're going to talk about everything, but we actually emptied out our sinking funds. You guys are going to see a little bit why on our March recap. But essentially, again, when we took that decrease of income for these next few months, we really had to get back to the drawing board, figure out what our focuses was, and rearrange things around. And that's exactly what we did. So we're going to be starting all of our sinking funds from zero. And I'm actually going to be doing it in cash until the amounts get a little bit higher, and then we'll go ahead and deposit those. So we have 2 months to save that. We need to save $100 by then. So that means we need to save $50 per month. One thing with sinking funds that I think is really important to remember, you guys, is that sinking funds, you're not going to be saving the same amount every month because they're not going to all happen the same month. So after June, we would start saving for the year 2024, and so we wouldn't need to save $50 a month because we would have more months to save for it. So the earlier you start with sinking funds, the better. It just helps to give you that breathing room in your budget. It helps really show that those small amounts add up over time, and it's really overall is amazing. So let me go ahead and get on to the next one. So the next one that we have is 4th of July. This year is going to be so much fun, you guys. As you guys know, I'm a mom of a 1 and 3-year-old. And last year, our son was a little too young to kind of be interested in the fireworks, but I think this year is going to be the year. I think he's going to really enjoy it. So we are going to go ahead and set aside $50 for that. Again, you guys, I think we originally had this at 100, and so we cut it in half, and we want to have that ready by the 1st of July. Yes, I know that only gives us 3 days to get all the supplies we need, but really all what we'll need is just the fireworks itself. And so that gives us 3 months. Again, nothing saved. And so $50, carry it on over. And that means we need to save $17 a month. Next thing that we have is sports, and I'm going to rate 2 sports lines. So this one is going to be fall and winter, and this one is going to be spring and summer. Okay, let me zoom out just a little bit. So when we talk about sinking funds, what's really important is to know that everyone's budget is going to look different. What you value in your budget is going to be very different than what I value. And for us, sports is a really big thing. Our daughter is finally getting into that age where she is now able to join more sports, be more active in the sports. And so that is something that as a mom, I absolutely love seeing our daughter become her own person and becoming independent. Is like, it's the most wonderful and kind of like sad thing at the same time, because they're no longer a little baby. Of course, you know, they'll always be your baby, but still. So we are going to be saving for 2 sports. We don't quite know what sports she is going to be doing. We like to try them out by the season and kind of just get her exposed to different sports and just really learning that team atmosphere and what it is to be on a team and having that collaboration and the grit, and just overall, we just love sports. We just think that there's so many great life lessons that you can learn in it. And so we're going to go ahead and put $100 aside for each one. But this is what I'm going to talk about, you guys, when it comes to savings. So for fall and winter, we would like to have this ready by September the 1st. And then for spring and summer of 2024, we want it ready by February 1st. So there is going to be a gap. So the first one is going to be a 5-month gap. And then the second one is going to be a 10-month gap. Because again, we're going to start this in April. Again, nothing saved for either of them, which I'm really excited about, because you guys are actually going to be able to watch us save and go through it as we do. And so $100 for both. And so that means we need $20 for the first one monthly and $10 for the second one. So again, the earlier you start saving on your sinking funds, the less you'll have to save later on. So again, it's really exciting. We do a lot of community sports, so that's why the price is lower. Of course, if she does decide that there's one sport that she's really tunnel vision focused in, then we'll probably just do like a club sport. But for right now, she's only 3, so we have that flexibility and availability to do that. The next thing that we're going to do is do a summer weekend trip. And we are budgeting $200 for that. We would like that to be ready by August 1st. We are having like, I don't know what's going on the West Coast. We just had snow and it's supposed to be almost April. It is just a mess over here. So hopefully, I hope that translates into a late summer for us. So that is going to go ahead and give us 4 months to save. Again, we have nothing saved for those now because we went ahead and rearranged our savings. And then, so we need to save $200, which means we need to save $50 a month for this goal. The next thing that we have are our children's birthdays. So we have Little Man, B-Day, and we have Mini Me B-Day. Again, we're saving the same amount overall for both both birthdays, but because there's a gap between the birthdays, it's going to show a different amount saved. So for our son, we would like to have it saved by October 1st and our daughter by January 1st. So October gives us 6 months. That means we need to save, 7 months. Did I mess that up, you guys? April, May, June, July, August, September, October. No, I'm right. Okay. So that means that we need to save $228 a month. And then our daughter gives us 10 months, nothing, $210. Again, you guys, even that gap, you see how much of a difference we need to set aside a month to be able to reach that goal. And then we're going to go ahead and go into the next few holidays that we have. So for Halloween, I don't quite know what this category is for. My husband really wants to do something. I think he wants to decorate. So I think that's going to be the bulk of this budget. So he wants to put $120 aside. And again, we want that ready by October 1st. 7 months, nothing saved, which means we need to go ahead and put $17 away. And again, you guys, these numbers were not these numbers were not exact, so they were rounded. So if you're trying to do the math, it may come out with some change. So we just rounded it for the sake of simplicity for us. And then the next thing that we have is Thanksgiving. What I love about sinking funds, especially when it comes to the holiday, is that you don't have to worry about it affecting your normal day-to-day budget. You know that you have an envelope, and so if you need to get a turkey or if you need to get stuffing, and maybe you're already having a tight budget for your groceries or whatever the case may be, or maybe inflation gets worse by the time Thanksgiving happens, you have those funds that are set aside that you know are used particularly for that category, which is really nice. So we're going to be budgeting $100 for Thanksgiving. Last year, you guys, we had the most, well, actually last Thanksgiving was a hot mess. It was a mess, but Christmas was really relaxing. So I think I want to do just our own family, just relaxing for Thanksgiving, but who knows, a lot of things can change. But last year it was really fun just doing our own thing with our children. It was super, super fun. So that's going to give us 8 months to save for it. We need to save $100 or $13 a month. And then we have Christmas. Oh my goodness, you guys. Christmas is the category, the budget that there's a lot going on. So for Christmas, that can be anything from the Christmas tree to decor, to presents, to wrapping supplies, to Secret Santas, white elephants, family activities, Santa's cookies, everything under the sun. What I like to do for simplicity reasons is I like to just go ahead and give myself a budget. And then as it gets closer to the holidays, whatever's in that budget is what we'll divvy up and decide what out of that budget we'll decide for what categories. I think it's easier and simpler for us now because we don't know what life's going to look like in December. And ultimately, Christmas is not about gifts and all of the extras. And so if we need to adjust the budget or if things happen and we need to use the funds elsewhere, I'm totally okay with that. So we're just going to go ahead and aim for $700. And that's because I'm pretty sure my husband wants to get a real tree this year. So I have to take into account all of the things for a real tree, from the tree stopper to the skirt the tree wears and the angels, and it's just going to be a lot. So that is going to give us 9 months to save for. Nothing saved already, so $700. Meaning we need to save $77 a month to reach our goal and to be able to start shopping by December 1st. And then the next thing we're going to go into, I forgot Valentine's Day. Again, Valentine's Day, we're going to go ahead and do $100. That needs to be ready by the 1st of February, giving us 11 months, nothing saved. $109. Okay. So those are all of our sinking funds that have a set date, a due date, when we want to have the funds set by. But then we also have revolving or ongoing sinking funds. So those are the amounts that we know it's going to come up. We may not know the date, but we know it's going to be a routine thing that happens. And so for us, those are going to be clothing, family gifts, and then we have car maintenance. Okay, and so these are all ongoing. Okay, and so for clothing, we're gonna go ahead and put aside $30 a month. Family gifts, we're gonna do $15 a month, and then car maintenance, we are gonna do $50 a month. So those are gonna be sinking funds that you guys will see. They're not going to have an end goal or end amount. Now, of course, if we start stuffing them and we just notice that we haven't been utilizing them that often, then of course we may have a stopping point. But for right now, I think those amounts are good, especially as we reevaluate things. So how we're gonna make this happen is we're gonna be getting rid of our family fund envelope, especially as sporting season and spring and summer happen. There's a lot more free, low-cost activities to do and really put us to the test, because as you guys know, since we're doing a decrease of income, that means that the money that we bring in, it's really important to try to keep as much as possible, be able to throw towards our debt or our emergency fund. However, I do think it's important to incorporate sinking funds. Everybody's sinking funds are going to look different depending on what's important to you and your family, what holidays you celebrate, what obligations you have, or do you have everybody is different. So I think it's really, as fun as it is to see everybody's different budget, what everybody values, it's important to know that you may not value Christmas as much as we do, or birthdays, or sports and activities. Maybe you value vacationing, or you value something else. I think it's really important that while we're on a financial journey as well, we are still living life and enjoying life, because life is, it's very precious. And so I think it's important that as we buckle down and get focused, it's still important to maintain those things that bring us happiness and joy. So that is going to be us redoing and resetting our finances for our sinking funds. If you guys enjoy budgeting, cash stuffing, and plan with me, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more content. As always, if you guys are on a financial journey as well, please let me know in the comments, because I love to support you and your channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.